Hello, my name is Dev. Welcome to this 30-minute yin practice of rejuvenation, restoration, and relaxation. So grab your mat and any props you might need for this practice, and we'll get started lying on the back in Shavasana. Lie down on your mat with your feet and hands a little bit apart. Let your toes and fingers fall open to the sides. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, broaden the collarbones. Little tuck of the chin. Relax the back of the neck. Take a moment to settle into your body. Notice how the body is feeling today. Any leftover tensions or stresses from the day. Bring your focus inward to the breath. Notice that place where you feel the breath most easily. It might be the tip of the nose, the chest, or the belly. And settle your focus on that spot. Let it be your headquarters. Yin is a slow-moving practice where we hold the postures for 3 to 5 minutes, and this facilitates a deep opening in the tissues, the ligaments, fascia, tendons, in a way that doesn't get to happen as easily in a faster-moving practice like Hatha or Vinyasa. So in Yin, we are healing and restoring the body. It's a very meditative practice with a focus on breathing and body awareness. It's easy to let the mind wander because we're being still. So when you become still, it's often evident how busy your mind is. We notice how the mind creates thoughts, patterns, stories. And when we notice this, you bring your attention back to your breath. Bring yourself back into your body, into this moment right here, right now, nowhere else. Notice all the parts of you that touch the earth resting on the ground, growing heavier and softer. And notice all the parts of you that are open to space, open, light, expansive. Breathe into these areas. Bring your knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around the legs. Give yourself a hug. Keep your full spine on the mat. So the sacrum, the back of the pelvis is on the ground, and so are the shoulder blades. The strength to hold your legs comes from the biceps pulling the legs in. Shoulders are relaxed. If it feels nice, you can invite a little rock, gently side to side, to massage the low back and the sacrum. Bring your feet to the mat, hip width apart. Bring your right ankle to the left thigh, flex your foot, press the knee back. Stay or lift your bottom leg, interlock your hands around the hamstring or the shin. The left foot can be relaxed, the right foot stays active. You press your right ankle into the left thigh presses back. And once again, the strength comes from their biceps to pull the leg in, shoulders can relax back. Little tuck of the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Release your grip. Step both feet flat to the mat. Take the left ankle to the right thigh. Flex the foot. Press the knee back. Stay or lift the right leg. Interlock your hands around the hamstring or the shin. Flex the right foot. Press the left ankle into the right thigh. Right thigh presses back. Notice where you feel the stretch. It might be different on this side. Send your breath to that spot where you feel the most sensation. Release your grip. Step your feet to the mat, hip width apart. Walk your feet in a little closer so the feet are underneath the knees. Press your feet into the ground, lift the hips. Bring your knees a little closer together so the knees stay right over the feet. Press into the big toe mound of the foot. Press your heels down and away from you. Lift the chest, lift the belly, lift the hips high. Slowly with control, roll one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, hips touch last. Extend the legs long, brief Shavasana. Notice any after effects of the pose, any sensations in the hips, the chest. Bring your feet to the mat, reach either arm up over the head, roll to that side, head rests on the bicep, and press your bottom head into the ground. Make your way up to seated. If you have a block or a cushion, sit on the block or cushion. So take the legs out in front of you. Bring the right foot in first and then the left foot. So the feet are in line, the heels are in line. Place your fingers on top of each other. Tip of the thumbs touch. This is a meditation mudra for concentration and focus. Let the eyes close gently. Stack your spine so the hips touch the earth or the block. Chest rests over the hips. Head rests over the chest. Just take a moment to tune into the body. Notice what's going on. Notice any subtle sensations. Bring your focus inward to your breath. Breathe as deeply and as fully as you can. When you're ready, slowly bring yourself back into the room by opening the eyes. Blink them open, look around you, notice any shapes, any colors. Notice your surroundings. And gently remove your block or your pillow. Bring your hands to the mat. Hands and knees tabletop. You can tuck your toes, press your knuckles into the ground, so squeeze your hands into the mat. Roll your elbows back towards your knees. Cat-cow spine. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the hips, look up. Exhale, press your hands into the ground, round the spine, tuck the head. Inhale, lift the chest, broaden the collarbones, shoulders back. Exhale, press your back up to the sky, shoulder blades spread apart. 2 more rounds, follow your own breath. Come back to neutral. Gently lower yourself onto the belly. Bring your forearms out in front of you, elbows beneath the shoulders, fingers point forward. Press your forearms down into the ground. Slide your shoulder blades down and back on the spine. Sphinx. You can stay right here or bend the knees, lift the feet. Press your thighs into the ground. Let the neck be relaxed. Release the pose. Cactus your arms, look to the left. Bring the left knee in line with the left hip. If your head doesn't reach the ground comfortably, just take your block or your cushion underneath the right ear. Half frog, so the side of the left foot is relaxed on the ground. Bring your attention to the left inner thigh. Breathe into the left hip. Straighten the left leg. Look to the right side. Bring the right knee out in line with the right hip. Bring your right leg back straight. Remove your cushion or block. Press your hands into the ground. Moving back into child's pose. Knees can be wide. Sit back to the heels. Walk your hands forward and then fold the chest, fold the forehead. Forehead touches the ground. And press into your hands, move your torso forward, slide your knees forward to the front of the mat, sit back to the heels. So your knees can be side by side, or if you have any low back pain, your knees can be hip width apart. Take your hands behind you. Lift the hips, tuck the tailbone underneath and sit back down. You can stay right here on the hands, or you can lower yourself to the forearms, or you can lower yourself all the way down to the ground. As long as you can keep your knees pressing into the ground and there's no tension or pain in the low back. If there is, just lift yourself up a little bit. If you're all the way down, come back onto your forearms. From the forearms, press your hands into the ground, walk yourself up to seated. Bring your hands in front of you, tabletop, tuck your toes, lift the hips, down dog. So press into the knuckles, squeeze your hands into the mat, tuck the low belly in, lift the hips high, relax the head. Take a breath in, lift the right leg up. Exhale, right knee to the right wrist, foot to the left side, slide the left leg back. If you have any tension in the hips, you can always place a cushion or a block underneath the right hip for support. You can stay upright or fold, rest the arms, rest the head on the ground, or stacked fists. So in this pose, make sure the weight is even between your hips, so you're not leaning to one side or the other, you're right in the middle. If you're folding forward, the chest and the arms can relax. The effort is coming from the hips. Notice where you feel the stretch and send your breath to that spot. Bring your hands to the mat. Press your hands down, tuck the back toes under. Shift your right leg back, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step between. So the left knee comes to the left wrist, foot to the right side. Right foot can be relaxed, and the knee moves out to the side, so you're externally rotating the back leg. If you do have a block, you can always place a block or a cushion underneath the left hip. Staying upright, or you're welcome to fold. Rest the forearms, rest the head. Bring your hands to the mat, lift the torso if you're down. Remove your block, press your hands down, step the left leg back, down dog. Bring the knees to the mat. Sit to one side, bring the legs out in front of you. Bring your hands beside the hips, fingers point forward. Flex your toes up to face the ceiling. Press your quads down. Lift the belly in and up. Lift the chest up, little tuck of the chin, staff. Release the pose. Take your right foot inside the left thigh. Both hips face the left leg. If you have a block or a towel or any sort of cushion, you're welcome to place that under the left knee for support. Inhale, lift the arms, flex the left toes up. Exhale, reach forward, fold over your left leg, nose to the knee. Come out of the pose, walk your hands in towards you. Roll up the spine, one vertebra at a time, head last. Remove your support. Bring the right leg forward. Hands beside the hips, back into staff. Point your toes up. Belly in and up. Chest tall. Release the pose, left foot in. Flex the right toes. You're welcome to use a support under the right knee. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Nose to the knee. Walk your hands in towards you. Slowly roll the spine, one vertebrae at a time, back to seated. Take the right sole of the foot to touch the left foot. Hands can grab for the ankles, or you can interlock your hands and hook the feet. So wiggle yourself onto the sits bones, pull your chest forward a little bit. Belly in and up. Let the knees fall open. Little tuck of the chin. Stay with your breath. Release your feet. Take your hands outside the thighs, bring the knees together. Wrap your arms around the legs, give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Just take a moment to appreciate the body for coming to your mat, for carrying you through this practice, for carrying you through this day. Release your grip. Come back into easy pose. So take your cushion underneath the hips. Line up the feet. So line up the feet. To close the practice, we're going to take Chin Mudra. Take the index and thumb together. The other fingers are outstretched but relaxed. Palms face up. Let the eyes close. Drop into the body. Notice how the body is feeling. Any sensations, any movements, any energetic connections. Just noticing. No judgment, no attachment. Just open yourself up to what's there. And if ever you notice the mind wandering away, bring yourself back by focusing in on the breath. Notice the rise and fall of the belly, still trying to expand into the sides of the waist, the low belly with each breath. Notice if there is a flutter of busyness, an urge, a restlessness to move on in the mind. Just notice that it's there and breathe into it. You're welcome to stay in meditation here for as long as you like. If you're ready, we'll release the mudra. Bring the hands to touch at the heart, gently open the eyes. An expression of gratitude. Gratitude that we have this opportunity to practice, to be here, to be present in our body, in our mind. Thank you so much for joining me today for this sequence. From my heart to yours, Om Shanti, peace. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks for joining.